enjoy all together. So, yeah, hello everyone, a very good evening, and welcome to Google Developers Group Jalandhar, a group which is based in Jalandhar, but yeah, we are reaching out and we are connecting with people from, I can say, across the globe, and we are enjoying this as of now. But I'm so sorry. So yeah, I'm Varsha Jaiswal, the organizer and ambassador at GDG WTM Jalandhar, and here here to welcome you all in this tech drill. And I'm not going to take much time, but yes, for the newcomers, I'm just going to introduce that what tech drill actually is. So TechDrill, it's an initiative by GDG WTM Jalandhar where we are aiming to deep dive into particular technologies and not only Google technologies, be it anything, be it cybersecurity, web, Flutter, Firebase, or machine learning. So we are doing this since February and we have completed like almost 10 tech drills session, and after 10 we are just celebrating the 11th one as a mega month in this August. So if you want to know more about TechDrill, what it is, you can just hop on to techdrill.jdgjalandhar.com and check out the more details about the same. If you would like to take session and like if you have 7 hours to give to the community, and if you want to like train any person on any technology, do reach out to us. If you want us to host a session on specific technology, just tell us that which technology you want and we will try to get a speaker, get the content ready, and uh, give it to you, like serve it to you on the table. And also, you can join GDG Jalandhar at gdg.community.dev/gdg-jalandhar if you have not joined it, so that you will not miss anything, any exciting things which we will be doing in the upcoming future. There are few code of conducts that you have to be respectful to live chat, social media, and everyone while interacting. Do not post anything which is not in for this audience. So we all are like adult, we all know that what is right, what not is. So do take care of that, and like let's maintain the dignity along with learning without any fear, without any question. And yes, as I said, Mega Month, it's an initiative after completing 10 drills, where we'll be like, we are being talking about various technologies, like what a developer should know, even if that person is a machine learning developer or anything. So we created a jukebox of technical topics rather than music, and we did this in week 2. I'm so sorry. I just created this slide right now. So week 3 should be in bold, but it's not there. So now we are welcoming you all in week 3, where we'll be talking about front end technologies, how you can be a front end developer, what will be the job opportunities, and what are the like locations where you can target if you are a front end developer, on which like various frameworks, libraries, or technologies, skill sets. So yes, in this front end week, we are doing this week for 5 days, so that we'll have some break also. We'll start with introduction to front end world. Then we'll go with like deep diving into Vue, Angular, and React. I have not aligned it like VAR for Varsha, but yeah, it's there. Uh, then we'll end up this week by following up best practices and knowing about job opportunities available. You can reach out to us or the mentor or any one of us at Discord. The link is discord.jdgjalandhar.com or bit.ly/jdg-discord. Just ping in Mega Month and we will love to answer you out. So without further delay, I would welcome Vrijraj Singh, who will be the mentor, for this week, who is a content creator at TechFormint and has created amazing content for HTML, web, and a lot of topics. So do check out his YouTube channel. I'll share that link in chat also. And he's also organizer and Google developer expert. So over to you, Riz. Let's start this ride with excitement and with a zeal to learn. Over to you, Bridge. And I'm so sorry for being super fast and sounding like crazy. But yes, bye. Over to you, Bridge. Welcome again. Oh, I think Bridge is facing some issue with his internet. He'll be joining in 1 or 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. Just few more minutes and he'll be there with us to talk about what we'll be doing in these 5 days. Oh, so Rajiv is happy because after 13 years, his family is united, and that's really amazing. I'm so happy for you. Enjoy these days and like make the most out of it. By the way, like till Bridge join, why can't we enjoy all together? Okay, Bridge is here. I'm so sorry, Bridge, if you have missed your introduction, but I have already introduced you, and you are most welcome to take those 5 days.
Yeah, no issue, Arsha. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope my slide is visible to you all.
Yes, it's visible, you are audible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So good evening, everyone. I hope you are all safe and taking care of yourself. And my name is Vrijraj. I'm a Google developer expert for web technology and Firebase. Also, I'm a content creator for TechDrill, where I'm providing a YouTube videos as well as online content for web technologies. Let's say building PWA, making web application with Firebase, and a lot of things. And also, I'm one of the organizer for GDT Jalandhar. And today, in this 5 days, I'll going to talk about front-end technologies, like how we can create front-end web application with the help of these front-end technologies, which I'm going to talk about later in this session. So let's get started. So here is my introduction. So you can already you know me, like I'm Rich Raj and all. And so first, I'll start the questions are you a developer, or if you want to create a website? So this question is for you all. So if you are a developer, you can raise your hand, and then we can move forward to the next part. Awesome. So here we have a lot of developers. Yeah. So people are joining us by raising a hand. Awesome. So yeah. So next question is like, if I say like I'm not a developer, for example, like if I talk about my early stage, while I'm doing a BTech and I wanted to create a website and I have no idea how we can build a website. So in that particular case, let's say I'm considering myself as a beginner where I have no idea about programming language, or maybe no idea about how we can create a website or maybe web pages. So let's consider as that's in this way, like you are a beginner state developer. You have no idea how we can create a website, how we can create a web applications. So the next question is related to something like in the community, most of the developer are working on the mobile application development field or maybe web application development field. But actually, how many of you are really want to be a developer or something? You want to create a solutions for the community or maybe society or at the company or maybe your own startups. So you have all ideas, like you have ideas, you want to build a solutions and you want to be a developer for that particular things. Awesome. So let's say this answer is, let's say we can consider as like, yeah, I'm not a developer and I don't want to be a developer, but I want to create my own website. So there might be a possibilities. There are a lot of student, or maybe there are a lot of people who don't want to be a developer, or who are not, who have less experience in development field, but they want to build their website. Maybe related to their startup, or maybe it's that will related to let's say portfolio, something else. Okay, so yeah. So next question is like for that person's like thinking that is impossible because as a developer, if you don't have a experience with development kind of things, like if you do not have a experience with programming or building web applications, so you think like this is impossible for creating a website or making web pages for their own ideas. So worry not, is it possible? You can use, there are a lot of services, let's say Wix.com, or you can use pre-built web, app, website builders. Here you just need to drag and drop your section and then you can easily create a website. And this is the way here, like if you don't have a experience about development, or if you have if you don't want to be a developer but you want to create a solutions or the website, you can use these things. So, here is a building interface. Like you just need to drag and drop like the intro part, profile section, pictures, and there are a lot of things you can do there with the help of builders, online builders. So now, like, did you answer yes to all of the questions? I think I'm considering here we have all of want to be a developer and want to create something. So this question is related to this one. So this question is for you. Like, are you a JavaScript developer or something? Like, do you have any experience with JavaScript while building a web applications or a website? Awesome. Okay. So if I can consider as a I have experience with building a website, but I have never worked with JavaScript. Worry not. You can start with HTML and CSS because uh, like with the help of HTML CSS you can easily create a website. So this question is for you. Like, do you have any experience with HTML and CSS for creating a website or something? Yeah, awesome. So like yeah, so if you consider as a, I don't have too much experience in like building website with the help of HTML or CSS, maybe you can check out the articles or resources. You can go for the tech content where I'm providing a YouTube videos about HTML, CSS, and so if I can consider as a yes, so you can create a website with the help of HTML and CSS. So where HTML provides the structure of your web page, and you can design your web page with the help of CSS. And with the help of these two languages like HTML and CSS, you can create static web page. Static means the content will be fixed. Static content means you are hard coded the content. So you can check out the website, let's say vrijraj.github.io. So this website is hard-coded website. Like I have just added my name as a Vrijraj. I have just added my state as a Rajasthan. I have added just designation as a community organizer for GD Jalandhar. I just added my bio as a static content. That content is directly in the HTML section. There is no database, there is no any other services or any other technologies. We just created this website with the help of HTML, CSS. That's it. So with the help of these things, HTML, CSS, you can create static website. But if you want to create a dynamic website means there will be a database for X user, website content will be different. For Y user, content will be different. For example, I can give you the example, let's say facebook.com. If you open my facebook.com, there will be a different content. If you open XYZ person Facebook content, so there will be a different content. So we can create a dynamic website. So did you say yes for JavaScript? Like if you have experience with JavaScript. So this question is for you. Like you can create a static web page with the help of HTML and CSS. Like where you can create a structure of your web page with the help of HTML, and you can design your web page with the help of CSS. And if you want to create a dynamic website, maybe interactive website, for example, there is a button. When the user will click on that particular button, you can change the content. Maybe some content will be visible, or you can hide the content based on the actions. Or maybe it can be example of maybe to-do applications where you can add some data about to-do or something, or you can create contact directory, or maybe you can create a Facebook. So it's totally up to you. So let's check out the overview of this particular agenda. Like here we have an agenda about this today. So first I'll talk about front-end development, like what are the front-end technologies, like if I am a front-end developer, what type of work I have to do in my day-to-day life, and how we can create a website, and then we'll talk about the roadmap, and then we'll go for the deployment part, and we'll talk about the best practices and all. So one more thing, like if you just say yes to all of the questions, you are a front end developer. Let's say if you said yes for, like if you are a web developer, and if you want to be a developer, and if you have experience with JavaScript, you are a front end developer. And if you say yes and you don't have experience with JavaScript, you don't need to worry about the JavaScript part. You can be a UI developer. So basically, UI developer will work on the CSS part, and they have a duty to create a best UI for the website. They have to work on the CSS part mainly. And if I talk about the front end development, you have to work on HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript part. If you said no to every questions, like if you want to be a developer or something else, so you can check out the playlist of web 1. We have a TechDrill sessions where Karthik has talked about building web page with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's start about the front end development. So front-end development is also called as client-side development. So client is a browser. We as a browser sending a request to the website, and there will be a server, and we are getting the data from the server inside on the browser. And inside browser, we have some rendering engine that will render your HTML, CSS, JavaScript code into the UI part, so that you can able to see your web page. So like front-end developer is also called as client-side development. Here you need to create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, or maybe you can use any third-party online web builders where you can just drag and drop and you can create your website. Okay, so I started. If I talk about myself, like I started my career as a web developer. I just go to the web builders, and then I used to create a website with the help of drag and drop. And then I want to create a lot of things. So like if I'm using the drag and drop kind of functionality, so we cannot create a lot of things. Like we cannot add multiple functionalities uh, while using these online builders. So I'll jump to the part with HTML, CSS, and then I started working on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and creating a website, and that's all. So so front-end developer duty is like we have a data. Let's say we want to create a website related to resume or maybe portfolio. So we have a data. Let's say username, users, bio, users, technology section, user projects. So we have this type of data, and as a front-end developer, we have to convert this data into the graphical user interface part. Maybe with the help of HTML, CSS, you can create a website, and you can create a portfolio with the help of these data. So look at this image. Like here we have a girl. So he's designing an interface. Let's say he's designing a main page of your website, and there is a login screen. So as a front-end developer, we have to create a login screen. We have to create uh, the UI with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then if user will click on the login screen, it will be redirected to the login part. And then if user will add their email ID and the password, it will be redirected to the dashboard. So this is the flow, and front-end developer have to create this kind of things. So as you know, front-end developer is also called as client-side developer. So client-side developer means the browser end. You have to work on the browser end, and here in the browser we have two terminologies like website and the browser. So website is just like as a collections of web page, and each web page is consists of maybe picture file, audio file, text file, and first page of your website is called as home page, and each website have their specific URL, which is also called as name of website, or maybe we can consider as a domain or DNS. So you can check out a lot of websites, let's say google.com, twitter.com. These are all the website which is built on uh, collections of web pages. Okay, so now you have created a website, let's say from maybe drag and drop builder or with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now you need to run your web page. So you need a browser. So browser is just a computer program, or maybe we can consider as a software program where you can run your web page, you can test your web page, you can locate your web page, and you can display your web page. And in the market, we have a lot of browsers. Let's say Chrome, Safari, Edge, let's Safari, Edge, Opera, UC browser. There are a lot of things. And basically browser has a duty, like they, let's say you have created a website with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and your website will be goes to the browser part, and that will render your HTML, CSS, JavaScript code into the UI part, and then you will be able to see your website. So this is the main part, like how website and the browser is working. So, like as I mentioned earlier, like if you don't have experience with building a website or web pages with HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, you can use online web builders. Let's say Wix.com, or there are a lot of web builders. Let's say Weekly. These are the web builders you can use online, where you can build the website with the help of drag and drop functionalities. Like we have a drag and drop section for images or cards you can use, and you can create a website. Or there is a one more tools like by single web builder. You can use this web builder. This is an offline tool, so you just need to download from the internet, and then you can create a website. But remember, these with the help of these like online builder or maybe offline builder, you can create a website, but you cannot add multiple functionalities. Let's say I wanted to add maybe some form, I wanted to add some functionality, or let's say I wanted to add some features. So you just need to, then you need to go for the development part. You just need to create a website at your own. So like if you are a developer, if you want to create a website with the help of coding part, you just need to go for like three fundamentals. First one is HTML. So HTML stands for hypertext markup language, and with the help of HTML you can create a structure of your web page. Here we have HTML tags, and you just need to use the HTML tags, and then you can define the structure of your web page. And the second one was is CSS. CSS, we use CSS for designing purpose. Let's say I have created a structure of my home with the help of HTML, and then inside my home we have a lot of rooms. So lot of rooms is just is equal to collections of web page. We can consider as a home, or collections of each room can be considered as a home also. So we can design the web page with the help of CSS. So CSS stand for cascading style sheet. So like you can easily create a static web page with the help of HTML, CSS. Okay. Now if you want to add some functionality, let's say if you want to make your web page interactive, let's say we have a button, you can hide the content, you can show the content, you can make some interactions. Let's say you can call some APIs, you can call some services, so you can use JavaScript. So JavaScript we use for making our web page more interactive. So these are the three fundamentals. With the help of these three fundamentals, you can easily create your website: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, so if you want to start your career in the front-end development, so we have this roadmap. So first one is code languages. Like these code languages are necessary. Like if you want to jump your career as a front-end developer, so HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is necessary. And with the help of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you can create a easily website. You can build your web applications. You can create a complex chat applications, or maybe you can consider as a Facebook type of application. You can build it. But for building a large scale web applications, there are in the market we have a lots of frameworks as well as library that you can use while building a front end web applications. So first one is Angular. So Angular is a framework which is designed by the Google team, and with the help of Angular, you can create single page applications. You can create robust applications with the help of Angular. And like if I go to the banking sector, there are a lot of banking companies who are using Angular for building their solutions, internal solutions. So similarly, we have a Vue.js. Vue.js is also a framework. With the help of Vue.js, you can also create a front-end web application, and which is being created by the ex-Googler name is Ivan Yu. And the third one is React.js. React.js is not a framework; it's a JavaScript library, and which is created by the Facebook team. And yeah, here in the market we have a lot of website which is basically built on Vue.js. Similarly for the React, and the fourth one is Bootstrap. So basically we use Bootstrap for building mobile responsive UI. Let's say if you want to create a website within a 5 or maybe 10 minutes, you can use Bootstrap and you can create mobile friendly, mobile responsive website with the help of Bootstrap. Okay, so the question is why frameworks and the library came into the picture. So first I'll talk about framework versus library. So what is a framework? Framework is just like as a fully furnished flat. Like fully furnished flat means we have rooms, we have a balcony, we have a lobby, and then we have all the electrical item and the furniture inside the flat. So similarly, framework is providing a lot of services, the complete entire solutions. With the help of these framework, you can create a complete or scalable web applications. But if I talk about library, so library is just like as of unfurnished flat. You have a room, and if you want to add some TV or maybe if you want to add some fridge in your, let's say, unfurnished flat, you can import that library in your flat. Okay, so library is just like as a set of functions, and the framework is completely entire, complete solution for building your web page. So why a framework or library came into the picture? So first one is the architecture. Like if you want to create a website, let's say for XYZ company, and there are having 100 plus web page. So you can create a 100 plus web page with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript easily. Like you can do that. You just need a basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript part. But after, let's say the company or maybe the client ask you to add a one more page or maybe change the content in 100 pages. So that will be a hard task for the developers to change the content in 100 pages. So that's why framework came into the picture because framework has a modular architecture. Like we have a component part. So let's say we have a website having a navigation bar or maybe footer, and then we have a content. So you can create a separate component for the navigation and separate component for the footer, and then you can use these component in multiple pages. So once you change the content in the component part, it will be reflected to the multiple pages. So it's a modular architecture, and you can easily maintain your web applications. So this is a architecture of your Vue.js web applications, and you can create scalable application, maintainable code with the help of these things. So I'll talk about more like why framework and the library came into the picture. First one is the architecture. So as I mentioned, like maintaining 100 pages and updating the data in across 100 pages is difficult task for the developer because we need to go to the each page and change the content. Each first page change the content, second page change the content, third page change the content. This will a huge headache for the developer. So that's why we are using the framework part because we have a architecture, modular architecture where we have a module we can consider as a component where we can create a separate component for the navigation bar, and that navigation bar will work on different pages. So if I change the content in the navigation part, it will be reflected to all the multiple pages. So first one is the architecture, and second one is for the management. So it will be easy in manage. Like we can easily manage the 100 pages, 100 views inside the web applications. And the second point is reusabilities. Code reusabilities, for example, let's say I want to create my portfolio with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and where we have a three pages. Let's say first one page is a home page, and the second page is projects, and the third page is about section. Okay, so inside in three pages we have navigation bar for home page, navigation bar for projects page, navigation bar for about or maybe contact page. Okay, so I'm using the same navigation bar code in three multiple pages. Okay, so I'm writing these, let's say 100 lines of code for each pages because I'm writing same code for three pages. So what I'll do here, we can create a separate page, separate HTML file. For example, navbar.html. Here we have HTML code, and just we need to import that code into the home.html part, or maybe projects.html part. So this is how we can use the code reusability part. So similarly, we have a functional approach. Like if we are working on C++, Java, here we have a methods or functions where you can reuse the code. So similarly, here we have a components. So with the help of component, we can reuse the code. And if you are reusing the code, so you can obviously you can make some more time for making robust applications. And also we have a like if you are using some frameworks or the library, so you can easily check your web applications. Let's say testing part, you can easily testing your web application like while you are working with the team. So let's say x type of user is x type of developer is working on xyz functionalities, and there is a y team who is working on the testing part. So here we have some tools for the testing, let's say Jasmine or Mercury. These all are the tools you can use for the testing part, and framework is providing functionalities where you can easily test your web application, whether it's related to one testing or maybe black box testing or maybe white box testing. You can do with the help of frameworks and the library. And similarly for the security purpose, like you can check the component, like you can test your component, maybe white box testing, or you can use black box testing, like one by one component, like how component is getting the data and how component is showing the data. So you can check out these security related things with the help of frameworks and the library. Okay, so now what next? Like tomorrow, I'll talk about the frameworks, like how we can create a web page with the help of Angular, Vue.js, and the React. And then we're going to talk about the best practices of building web applications. So yeah, this is the content for today. Like this is the introductions part. Like if you have any questions, you can ask your questions, and yeah, I'll happy to answer you. And these all are the resources, like you can check out the resources like bit.ly/resources for web. And yeah, so I'm open for the questions. Like if you have any doubt, you can ask your questions right now.